fantastic day. Today we're playing with pattern paper. I am super excited to share a project with you using the Family Fun Night 12x12 collection pack. We're also using a few elements that coordinate with the Family Fun Night collection pack. We're using the stamp set and the coordinating die set. I am so excited about this collection pack because this is one of those sets that can be great for so many different things. It can be great for birthdays, for even Valentine's Day. It can be great for masculine cards. It can be great for date nights. Just there's so many things that you could do with this collection pack. And I'm a fan of popcorn and movie nights too. I love the movie reel and the popcorn. That's so much fun. But we're going to make a game board kind of a card today. And we're going to start by doing a little bit of stamping. So I have the Family Fun Night stamp set. We're going to take this and grab some alcohol marker friendly cardstock. We're going to start by taking this game piece here. I'm going to stamp it with my black ink 3 times. Wonderful. There's also some dice. We'll stamp both of these. I'll just pick them up and put them both on my acrylic block. If you stamp them at one time, you want to make sure that you space them enough, because if there's a coordinating die set, you want to be able to die cut them out both at the same time. So we'll stamp both of the dice. And then we're going to stamp a couple of the stars here. We'll stamp the star. I want 4 stars. Wonderful. And lastly, we're going to take... There is a die that will cut out game night, so I'm going to take this and we're going to stamp this on our panel as well. Wonderful. I mentioned that I'm going to color in my images with my alcohol markers. I'm going to show you the alcohol markers that I'm going to be using. If you want to screenshot this, you could very well do that. And then I'm going to zoom in. We'll play a little bit of music while I color. And when I'm done coloring, I'll be right back. Okay, coloring is all done. I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating dies and I'll cut these out. And then while we're die cutting out our elements, I'm also going to bring in a die set. This is the A2 rounded rectangles. I picked 2 of them. The smallest one I'm going to die cut out with white cardstock. And then I'm also going to take the largest one and I'm going to die cut that out with a piece of vellum. I have a little bit of die cutting to do. When I'm all done die cutting, I'll be right back. My die cutting is all done. I'm going to go ahead and take my white panel and adhere it. We're going to mat this on a piece of vellum. During the holidays, we love to play board games. I just was so tickled about this. Before I put foam tape behind all of my elements, but before we adhere them to this panel here, in our stamp set, there is a hashtag not sorry. I thought that was so cute. I'm going to take that and stamp this at the very bottom of my panel here. I think it's going to go perfect with the elements that we chose for our project today. I'll stamp. I'm trying to center this right at the bottom, and we'll stamp this. Perfect. And then I'm going to, right above that, I'm going to place game night. We'll start by here, and then we'll add all of our elements. And I think that looks fun and playful. I love overlapping a few of the elements on the vellum. I'm going to flip this panel around, and then we're going to add some foam tape behind here. I'm going to set this off to the side, and we're going to bring in some pattern papers. The pattern papers that I'm using, we're going to use 3 of them. I'm going to be using the building blocks. We're using Sorry Not Sorry, and also the roll of the dice. This looks like one huge block. Even though this doesn't have any texture to it, the print on here and the shadows, it does look like there's lots of texture. And then you have the game piece and the stripes. I'm going to go ahead and trim down some papers and create my card base. I like to trim my papers in quarters, and that's what I did here. And we're going to start by adding some white cardstock on the inside of our card base. The cardstock that I'm using for my card base is the Photoplay paper, My Colors cardstock. This is Cardinal Red. It's a really pretty red. And although you'll be able to see a message on the inside with this, I'm still going to add some white cardstock. And if you want to use a white gel pen and not add this, you very well could. I'm going to center this. This panel is basically a quarter smaller than the inside of my card. After we have that adhered, I want to go for a playful look. So I'm taking these 2 patterns, and I'm going to layer them together. And then I'm going to place this wonky on my card base. I'm just going to flip over the entire panel, add some more adhesive, and I'm going to tack this down on the front of my card. I have a lot left over here, so I'm going to use my big scissors, and we're going to trim away the excess. So now we have these placed a little bit wonky on our card. I love that look. Next, I have some of the stripe paper, and then I created a scallop border. I'm going to use my glue for this part, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue at the very top of my striped paper. And this is a 3/4 inch strip, 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. I'm going to add I'm going to flip around my scalloped edge, and I want to make sure this is centered. The scallops are centered on my And I think that's pretty centered. I'm going to flip this around, add some adhesive with my tape runner, and then we'll tack this down on the front of our card at the very bottom. We'll trim away the excess. I'm going to bring in my white gel pen, and I'm going to add some faux stitching just along the bottom of the scalloped edge. So I have a little bit of faux stitching. I went ahead and removed the release paper off of my panel. This is going to go to the right, kind of overlapping on that scallop border a little bit. For a little bit of sparkle, I'm going to bring in my sparkle pen and go over these stars. I think I'm going to go over the dice too. And then I'm going to use my Glossy Accents, and I'm going to go over our game pieces for a little added shine. This is going on cloudy, but when it dries, it will dry clear. And I think I'm going to move this star up one. I think that's a better placement. That finishes off my card today using the Photoplay Papers Family Fun Night 12x12 collection kit. I love playing with pattern papers, and I think this collection kit is good for so many occasions. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.